really want to see women who are found to be falsifying and who are lying on men, and after they've been thrown through the mud and their whole reputations and everything been thrown, and then they find out this woman is lying. I want to see them actually.
And you know how that can happen.
Subscribe, and if you don't click subscribe, this invisible hamster will die.
What's going on, YouTube? This your boy Real Talk. You now tuned into Real Talk Media. Got something different to talk about today, boy. I'm not going to talk y'all to death. We about to get right into the interview. We got Mysonne and we got Tamika Mallory. My fault if I'm saying her name wrong. But anyway, they talking about Amber Rose. They talking about the slut walk. They talking about men getting falsely accused of rape, or matter of fact, rape culture, men culture, women culture in general. It's one of them interviews I think everybody should hear. Shout out to Vlad TV, because y'all already know me. I bunk gang this bitch from him. Anyway, let's get right into it.
This does not mean that we should be raped. We should be able to be who we are. But then I think there's a such thing as mess. Like, some of it is just messy. And the slut walk piece is cool, you know, to a certain degree I'm with it. But when it gets to the point that young girls are being taught that, we don't need to have a certain amount of decorum and respect for ourselves is very dangerous. I think that there has to be a balance within all things. Just like I said about this whole Nicki Minaj paper magazine cover, I'm just trying to understand what's the goal. Like, what exactly are we selling? I understand you coming into an industry trying to use whatever you have to get put on. But once you gain a certain amount of success and a certain amount of power, at what point do you begin to step into more of a role model perspective where you're like, I have broken the glass or the ceiling. I bust through the ceiling enough to provide opportunities so that other young women don't have to put forth everything sexy in order to win. So what about the young girls that's not what they do, but they still have talent?
I think there's just a difference between sexy and sexual. Like, sexy,
but you should be able to be
it's kind of classy. No, I'm just saying, but there's a level of decorum and classy to sexy. I think sexual, when your whole thing is that you're trying to sell something that's just sexual, I think that's where it gets kind of problematic. And as much as I am against any rapists, I think rapists should be castrated. But I think when you create an atmosphere around men, that you have to be conscious that atmosphere is being created. And it's not victim blaming. It's not saying that a woman is responsible for anything that you do to her. But the same way, if I'm walking on the street with $100,000 counting in my hand in the middle of the projects, I'm 100% sure that somebody would likely try to rob me. Should I be robbed? No. Is it right for somebody to rob me? Hell no. Should they be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law? Absolutely. But I understand that it's highly more likely for me to get robbed.
And I'm saying, and I think that we're all saying the same thing. It is highly likely, it's all that, but you should be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. That's what's happening today. It doesn't mean that people can't see why some of these things happen, but at the end of the day, the person's actions are wrong. It needs to be told, and they should not be able to continue to be in a position of power where they can continue to abuse other people, or to teach younger producers, younger writers, younger activists, younger anyone, that it's okay to abuse people.
I just want to start seeing women who lie go to jail. Like, actually, I really want to see women who are found to be falsifying and who are lying on men, and after they've been thrown through the mud and their whole reputations and everything been thrown, and then they find out this woman is lying. I want to see them actually.
And you know how that can happen. Men need to stand up, speak up about their stories, and
so why can't women say?
No, and I think that because there has to be responsibility. The responsibility can't be all on women to do everything. We can't be the ones to put the movement together, lead your movement. Men have to be willing to come forward. And the reason why men are not willing to come forward is the same rape culture that exists, that has made women feel ostracized and like they don't want to tell their stories until 10 years later when a lot of women come out at the same time. That is the same behavior that men have learned. If I speak up, other men are going to look down on me. They're going to laugh at me. We all have to be vulnerable together.
I think that men we don't take it as serious. Like we get come on to by women and approached by women, and you look at it and you go, okay, you say no, and they're a little more aggressive. You say no.
Both of them said some real ass shit in this one right here, boy. Drop a comment down below. Let me know what y'all think about this. I'm on Twitter now at Real Talk Blogs. I'm on Instagram at Real Talk Blogger. Yo, this shit crazy. Do y'all agree or disagree with anything they were saying?
All it take is the beat, then I start snapping. Back to rapping, y'all been acting like it's about fashion. Rocking them skinny jeans and them purses. Niggas be dressing like faggots. Doing gay ass dances, but ain't saying shit when they rhyme. But if the beat's something they can dance to, then they think it's something they like. To blow my mind, these niggas be lying like they did crime, or they did time like I did mine. You can look me up in 844-8375. But I got caught cause I wasn't that smart as a nigga first thought in my code's talk, but I still go hard. What the fuck you go? We can take it outside. You fucked up, boy.